What's going on, guys? Have you lost trust in someone, or have you lost someone's trust? In this video, I'm going to be going in-depth tactics and ways in which you can deal with it and build someone's trust back. Now, I want to start this video off with a quote, and it goes like this. It's from Warren Buffett. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to destroy it. So with trust is something that is a make or break for most people, both in business, life, relationships, and so on and so forth. And everyone's gone through it. Either someone's broken someone's trust or someone's broken their trust. And it can be quite a traumatic experience. It can crush a lot of people. It can cause an immense amount of pain. And I've experienced this through all different facets of my life, both in relationships, business, friendships, family, gone through it in all different facets. And today I wanted to touch on it because I feel it's very important, as I had a situation in the business not too long ago where this trust was breached, and it took me a while to kind of figure out how can I get that back, and how can you rebuild trust in a lot of people and in business and so on and so forth. And so through research of my own doing, through people like Tony Robbins, what I came to realize, and all the research that I came across, is that trust is not logical. Trust is a feeling. It's in your gut. It's what you feel when you're around someone. And you'll know what I mean by when I say, have you ever been around someone that when you're around them, you just get this feeling that maybe they're not trustworthy, that maybe this person isn't someone that you should be spending all the time with. And it's something that it takes time and consistency to build. But on the flip side of that, you also look at, what's important to people. And a quick example of this is, what's more important, time or money? And for those of you that said time, you're correct. Time is the most important asset in anyone's life, as time is something that you can never get back. It is the richest commodity that a person can give to someone else. And whereas money comes and goes. You can lose money like that, and you can also gain it overnight. But in this instance, with time is the most precious thing that a person can give someone else. Okay? Now, in a world where we live in, where there's technology all around us, there's social media, there's constant bombardment of things coming at you a million miles an hour each and every day. You'll see advertisements, you'll have people messaging you, you'll have people phone calling you, trying to sell you stuff, people trying to say, let's do this, let's do that, and also newcomers that come into your life and basically trying to form relationships with you. And a few things that come to mind when you mention trust is, credibility. Are you a credible person due to your past history? 2, loyal customers or loyal fans or loyal people you have in your life. Do you have people that will constantly come back and help you when you need it? Do you have loyal customers that can come back to you and they'll buy off you time and time again? Do you have a loyal network of people that you can go and talk to when you're going through hardships and all the rest of it? And that is, long-term relationships that you've developed through rapport, consistency, and yet again, time. And that is, if trust is not there, then the foundations aren't set right. And there's 4 key principles I want to touch on right now. And the first one is ulterior motives. If you want to rebuild trust with someone, you can't have ulterior motives. If you have ulterior motives, sooner or later, they're going to be revealed. Whether you like it or not, they're going to be revealed. Okay? And that's when you got to ask yourself, if I'm trying to rebuild trust with someone, what are my true motives here? What am I trying to get out of having this relationship or this business partner or just this friendship? What's the real reason behind it? Is it money? Is it proposition? Is it network? Is it a long-term relationship? Is it because you like the person? if you have ulterior motives and the person that you're trying to rebuild the trust with or gain trust with, and they find out about it, that's an instant distrust, it's instant loss, you're out of the game. The second one is cultivating a trustworthy relationship and reputation. So how do you get a trustworthy reputation? Well, that's by delivering on what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Because in life, you have your word, and you shouldn't break that for anyone. Why would you break your word? You're only causing a disservice to yourself. And a perfect example of this is if you're going to dinner at someone's house and you bring some food along, you say, I'll bring the pizza. And you bring some pizza along, and then you bring some wine and some chocolates. You've just over-delivered to someone. They've gone, holy crap, this guy said he was going to bring pizza, but he's brought wine and chocolates. How good is this? All of a sudden you've built a reputation for being someone that gives more than what they say they're going to bring. You start to build a reputation for being someone that not only delivers on what they say they're going to do, but you over-deliver. Okay? The third one is practicing indifference. And what I mean by that is being fully committed. Just because there's a situation you don't like doesn't mean you should falter to who you are, to your core. Don't change who you are. Or even if you're shy, or if you're in an uncomfortable situation that you don't want to be in. Don't become indifferent. When you show up to something, be 100%, be present, be true to who you are when you show up. Even if the situation doesn't go the way you want it to, let the chips fall where they will. But don't be indifferent when you're in the situation that you're in. And the reason why I support indifference is because the opposite of that is neediness. And if someone can't control their emotions, they can't be trusted. Because when a hard situation arises, a stressful situation whereby they're under pressure, or they've had a bad day, or their emotions start to flicker, you know that they're going to stay true to their core, or you're going to stay true to your core. Whereas if you can't, in a stressful situation, you let your emotions get the better of you, you start to become different. And you're not staying to who you are. You're becoming a different person. You speak differently, you act differently. All of a sudden you're doing white lies. All of a sudden you're not fulfilling your promises in a transaction, in business, or so on and so forth. So that is why practicing indifference is so important, because indifference is the opposite of being needy. Okay, and if you can't control your emotions in a situation that is stressful or is demanding 110% from you, well then it's going to be very hard to build trust. Because when the chickens come home to roost, they're not sure if you're going to be there. They're not sure if you're going to be able to be there through them with thick and thin. And by displaying indifference, you're showing that you can be trusted. And number 4 is being clear on your intentions. And have you ever met someone really, really fast, and you connect very, very well, very quickly, and the next day you make plans and you go do something really cool and you hang out and you go, this is great? Or if it's a new business partner, you're like, I really like this guy, I really like this girl, they have their shit together, they're switched on, they're smart, we have the same common interests, it's really good, we went out to dinner last night, so on and so forth. And then you make plans the next night, and then after that you're going, hang on, what's the catch here? Why are they taking such good care of me? Why are they spending all this time with me? Like, don't they have a life outside of hanging out with me? And that comes back to being clear in your intentions. What are you here to do? What are you trying to achieve? Why are you doing this? The clearer you can be with someone, and the more transparent you are. Transparency is the key. The more transparent you are, the more someone can feel that they can trust you. And if you think of someone in your life right now that is transparent, I almost guarantee you'll say you trust them 110%, because you know if you ask them a question or you ask them to do something, they're going to say yes or no. They're going to give you 100%. They're going to give you an honest answer. And that is being clear on your intentions. So with the next part, there's a few things I challenge you to do, and to display this in a better, I guess, constructive way. There's a guy called Simon Sinek, absolute genius, very, very smart guy, and he's done a lot of TED Talks on leadership and so on and so forth. And I want you to watch the video of his called Start With Why. I'll put the link in the description below. I want you to go and watch that video at the end of this, and it'll explain a lot. You know, Simon's analogy of the speech is start with your why when building trust with someone. So an example of this is, let's look at Apple, and let's say that their slogan is, we believe in challenging the status quo in order to change the world. That quote right there basically is telling you why they're doing what they're doing. They believe they have to challenge the status quo in order to change the world. They're being transparent, they're being clear in their intentions, and they're showing you and they're telling you their why. So now you start to understand their core values. And then you can ask that about a million different other people. What are someone's core values? Why do they do what they do? Okay, and there's a belief that, it is the belief in Simon's talk, Start With Why, that once you explain why you're doing something, which comes down to number 4 of clarity in your intentions, once people know why you're doing something, they will start to grow trust, and the trust will start to come easier and easier and easier over time. And you can do this with anything and anyone. You start with your why, you be clear in your intentions, people will feel that they can trust you. Okay? So that's start with your why. Transparency, is selfishness. Give someone the permission to say no to something. And likeliness. People have similar beliefs in life and how to go about things and how you present yourself in life, how you show up. It's easy to develop trust in someone that have your same core values. Okay? So guys, hope this video has been helpful. Again, trust is something that is not really talked about a whole lot. It is hard to develop, it's hard to keep, and it's just hard. It's hard to maintain in general. But again, it is easy once you understand why, and once you understand trust and what the core values are from trust, which, as I mentioned before and earlier, is no ulterior motives. Having a trustworthy reputation, practice indifference, and clarity on your intentions, you will start to develop trust in someone and or rebuild it. As I said, I've been through this a lot in my life, in both close relationships, loved ones, family, and in business. And I've experienced it on almost every degree you can imagine. And each and every time, it's been a huge, massively painful experience for me, and in different ways. But also, it's shaped me into who I am, and it's made me come to realize a few things, and basically, how to understand the core values of a lot of people, and who you surround yourself with, and who's in your circle, and who you let in your circle, and how much trust you give someone, and how much trust have they earned, and how can you get someone's trust back. So guys, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe down the bottom. I'll have the link into Simon's video below, and we'll talk soon.